So are you ready to receive the information today that might help you step out of your comfort zone?
I would say something that I don't know if you're ready to hear.
You may think you're right about that answer, but that doesn't mean you are.
Right. Are we still rolling? Okay, tell us. No, just fuck it. Tell me. Yeah.
My guest today makes content for a living. He directs it, produces it, and has won awards for it. And he has almost none of it for himself. The shoemaker never has shoes. Today, we fix that. I'm Kelly Lorraine.
And I'm Renjie Lee.
This is Watch Me Coach Social. And my director, Renjie, is in the guest seat, maybe the hot seat for the first time. Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's.
Renjie, hot seat. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, so you're always behind the camera. Today, you're in front of it. How do you feel about that?
I would say it's definitely hot. I feel the heat, but honestly, really glad because it's not going to be an easy day. I know for me, and I know what you do, and you grill all these other people, it's not going to be easy, but I'm ready for it.
But you know what? I do think you're ready for it. Okay. And I don't think we'd be having this conversation if you weren't ready for it. So Renjie, tell me about yourself. Who are you and what do you do?
Well, who am I? I like to think about myself as a giver. I want to be someone who gives to my community and try to give back. I try to focus on things that are meaningful. So I teach people with disabilities how to make films. I try to do stuff for the community, for education, for supporting like more poor communities and immigrants. I want to try to give back to the people and to the places where I come from. Be more of a humble person and to just kind of like be a river to my people.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think it's very noble of you. But I do think that there needs to be a balance of giving and receiving. Okay. So are you ready to receive the information today that might help you step out of your comfort zone?
I'm ready to receive.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay. So you're telling me you're a giver and you give to everyone else to help them grow. You focus on your clients. What do you think you need in order to receive?
Well, I think having more time and treating myself like a client would be really important. I believe I love myself a lot. I believe it's mostly giving the space and capacity to treat myself like a client. I try to focus on other people and their needs, but also taking care of my business. Something where I don't think about, which is probably a limiting belief, is I don't believe that investing in myself will help me grow, and I know that's not true. So why don't you delve into that? Well,
it's interesting because I do a lot of coaching, right? I mean, on my other channel, I talk to people daily about personal life and professional life.
Right.
And I really do think that they are linked to each other.
Okay.
So in this situation, you like to give, but you need to be able to receive.
Right.
So why wouldn't that be an investment that is worth it to you if you love yourself and you feel worthy?
You know, I actually have made my own content before, and what I've realized is whenever I do have strategies and things in place, the amount of energy and resources it takes, kind of like what we're doing here today, it does take a lot, which is why you've hired us, and that's why we try to take care of you as our client. For me, when I do it for myself personally, the 3 times I think about that have happened in the last year, always a new client has been like, hey, I need you to help me with something.
Right.
And for me, in terms of where we are with business, I don't think it's a good idea to turn away business, especially when it's new opportunities, new friends, and new chances to learn.
So then, why are you doing this today? Are you really doing this for me? Because I mean, it's very nice of you to be in this interview with me. But I do think there's something in it for you too.
Okay, what would that be?
Well, I think we're going to get to the root as to why your social media may not be your focus.
Okay, let's get to it.
Okay.
Yes.
So listen, Renjie, you've been listening to me make videos, okay?
Every day.
Hour upon hour, watching my content endlessly as it comes across your feeds. What have you learned from my content?
I think about your content and I think about everything I'm doing wrong.
I don't think you're doing anything wrong. Why would you say you're doing something wrong? What do you think you're doing wrong?
Because I believe that if I did focus on my social media, I was really thinking about it, why I don't focus on my social media.
Tell me.
And one of the reasons why is because if I do focus on my social media and I get busy and I become successful, what's going to happen and how's my life going to change?
Interesting.
In a way, I'm scared of success.
And you know what? It takes a lot to admit that. So I have a saying, and that saying is, it's one thing to ask for happiness or success, another thing to allow it. Are you actually allowing it?
I'd like to think so. I mean, it depends on how you define success.
Yes.
Maybe at this moment, I'm happy taking whatever comes my way rather than taking the larger and really focusing on just the larger opportunities. Since I left my job in corporate banking about 2 years ago,
Okay.
I've been taking whatever comes my way.
Okay.
I've enjoyed it, and I've been taking everything. And I think the next step is for me to say, I'm only going to be taking these kinds of clients, whether it's these kinds of projects, these kinds of impacts on the world, or these kinds of scales of budget. All three of those, like scope, resources, and I guess the impact. These would be the three things I try to focus on when it comes to considering a client. I've been open to everybody.
Right.
I've had a lot of people from my life who, like, I've known from banking, other parts of my world, just come back and be like, hey, here's some projects we have for you. And I've been taking them all. But at a certain time, I have to limit the amount of energy that I give to others.
I love the play on words. So you're reminding me of something.
Okay.
Okay. So I have a lot of Kellyisms. So in my videos, you're going to hear me say things like, are you in the old? Are you in the new? It's one thing to ask for it, nothing to allow it. But I have another one for you. Okay. So here's the thing. I tell people all the time, yes, you have options. And you have options. You've taken whatever's come your way, right? But just because you have options does not mean that you've specified quality options.
Okay.
Because when we say options, that means we invite everything in. And we don't always want everything because that can be good and not so good. And so maybe a reframe moving forward in regards to your business or even your social media might be to say, look, I want quality options. And you might need to define what quality options means. Do you have a central truth that you're focusing on in regards to your social media or your business right now? I mean, I'm assuming in your business, yes, but I'm going to make the assumption in your social media, no.
My social media recently has been whatever people, like, let's say we do a project.
Right.
We finish a movie. If you tag me, I will add myself as a collaborator, and I will help share and push this, because I'm also a producer.
Right.
It benefits all of us. For original content, I haven't been posting that, but I have a great story. And I even have everything lined up where I'm an ex-medical student. I'm an ex-banker who's left my job to be a filmmaker full-time. Right. So it's a story that some people would like to listen to. I would like to share it.
Listen to it. I'd like to hear more.
And it's a good story because I have a lot of experiences. I have a lot of secrets.
Yes.
And I have a lot of tips.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. What tip would you give me right now and where I'm at?
I would say stop asking me so many damn questions to make me feel all vulnerable. No.
But vulnerability is a good thing, and authenticity is what's actually going to bring those quality options.
So you're asking me for a tip that I would give you?
Yeah.
In terms of your social media?
Yeah.
I would say something that I don't know if you're ready to hear.
Okay, tell me.
I know you think I don't post enough. I think you post too much.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I see your clips anytime I open Instagram, to the point where I'm like, I love Kelly, but I've seen her face all the time. I'm like, maybe it's a sign it's working, but to me, I'm like, I can't digest all of this.
And I take that and I hear you.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you why I disagree with you.
For sure.
So Kelly Lorraine 111 or Kelly Lorraine 111 is something that I've been very passionate about for the last 5 years.
Okay.
Okay. And what I know is that my online family tells me that I live rent-free in their brain.
Okay.
And they thank me for that. So is there a possibility that my content maybe makes you think about your posting, whether you're posting enough or not enough?
Honestly, it's to the point where I'm trying to doom scroll.
Yeah.
And then I just see so much Kelly and I'm like,
Because I make you think.
No, it's just I see your face too much. It's just too much of your face, and because you're right on your face. But honestly, like I don't mind it. It's just I've noticed it comes up a lot, and I notice to the point where sometimes I'll see it and I'll skip it.
Yeah.
Even if it's something new.
Right.
Because I'm just getting so much of it. I've got my daily dose of Kelly. I don't need four of them.
But keep in mind.
But I do need 4 allergy medication when I come to your house.
You do. I have cats. But keep in mind why that is, though. We are doing something that's more than just you watching my content. You're a part of my content, right?
Yes.
You are someone that I go to, right, as a resource to say, hey, let's build this in real time.
For sure.
Right? So I think when you see me scroll by, you're already having spoken to me on the phone or discussed a project or planned a date of when we're going to film.
Yeah.
So in all fairness, I hear you, but I do recognize that content being put out there is what gets you seen.
So would you recommend I do the same?
Yes, I would.
Now, what about my lovely colleagues here? If you guys saw Renjie 5 times a day, do you think it'd be too much?
Yeah.
But
That's how I feel about
I
it.
feel like I see you 5 times a day.
But keep in mind, they work with you all day. And so we're not talking about apples to apples here. We're actually talking apples to oranges. And it's the same thing with you and me. It's apples to oranges.
What I will say though, for someone who doesn't know you, who is a non-follower, who doesn't know the whole Kellyism,
Right.
for someone to be indoctrinated into the religion of Kellyism, it would be great because
Right.
you're getting a lot of the information. For someone who is already in that circle of influence you have,
Yes.
I think it's too much. But at the same time, there's no way to tell Instagram, share it with these people and not with these people if you're just scheduling posts on a regular basis.
So interestingly enough, Instagram's posting lately is not posting to your followers.
Okay.
And that's the dilemma that we're having with social media,
Okay.
or the shift to interest media.
Right.
Because the majority of our followers actually aren't seeing our content. And so this has been a real troublesome topic, because we used to post and our friends would see it. That's the old Facebook model,
Right.
the old Instagram model. When they changed the algorithm, more content goes to non-followers. So how does that actually even serve us if we're trying to build community?
Right.
Right? So in theory, the majority of our friends are not going to see our content. Maybe you do more so because we work on the projects together, and naturally I may send things to you or whatever, but the average person's actually not going to see my content the way you would.
I would hope that other people are seeing your content more. And I would hope for my own strategy when I do post, I would be able to kind of connect with other people and build a larger community. I also feel like as a person, and this is definitely not true, I feel like my community is too big. I think about the people on my team, the people who are, associated with me. And as a producer, I feel like a need to take care of them.
Okay.
Whether it's at work, whether it's, making sure they have enough jobs or they have questions or mentorship. I almost feel like I would like to be in a room where I don't want to take care of anybody. I would like to be in a place where I'm not responsible for so much. And maybe I don't want to be so responsible for my social media or the impact it has. Maybe that's why I don't share.
I think that's actually connected to what you just said about me.
Okay.
And I say this with all due
For
respect.
sure. Yeah.
I think what you said is a bit of a projection.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because seeing me constantly is a reminder of your work. And you love your work, and you love me, and I know that.
Okay.
But what that means to me is when we get home, the last thing we want to do is think about what we do all day, because we do want business and social balance.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So if you think about it, the shoemaker never has shoes. The tarot card reader never reads her own cards. I know that myself personally, the last thing I want to do at the end of the day is do more work
For sure.
when I've already been working all day.
Absolutely.
So I think sometimes we want to avoid, but it's very hard to avoid when our feeds are filled with the things that basically encompass our entire day. So that's why the algorithm goes to things that we're interested in, and it shows you interest because you work in filmmaking, and there's so many aspects to filmmaking.
Absolutely.
So naturally, you're not going to necessarily see content that is non-filmmaking or projects of people you work with, right? It's going to be everything you're already immersed in.
For sure. I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm tired of it because
Yeah,
I do it so
exactly.
much on the day-to-day.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you're teaching and you come
100%.
home and you have to do more teaching and report cards, and then you see some
100%.
stuff about teaching,
Yes.
just too much.
Yes.
And for me, it's trying to find that balance. And I find myself a little bit like over capacity with the clients that I have.
Yes.
To the point where at the end of the day, I don't want to go home and make my own content.
Right.
And I'm sure I'm not the only person that feels this way. If you feel this way, I'm with you. But listen to what Kelly has to say.
No, and I appreciate that. And I think I feel the same way as well. I think there needs to be a balance. And this is why overgiving, overdoing, and problem solving actually doesn't help you achieve the things that you really want to do.
Okay.
Because ultimately, if you want to be more successful, whether that's filmmaking or whether that's social media,
Right.
then overgiving to everything isn't really going to make you want to do those things.
And I think this is a different point, but I've
Yeah.
noticed that a lot of people on social media, they would love to aura farm. What that means is just show cool stuff of them being
Right.
on set with all the cool lighting and the
Right.
grids and all that
Right.
stuff. People use filmmaking as a tool to get more followers on social
Right.
media, which will then say, oh, these people have such a following, we should give them more funds for social media. So that's a step that
Right.
I'm not using this amplification process. I'm not using this amplification, there's a gap here.
Right.
Because I'm more like, I'm just going to do the work and learn and gain these experiences for myself,
right,
rather than share them. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's fair enough, actually. Like, I can understand why. So then let me ask you, how do you find clients?
I would definitely say clients, most of them I get through word of mouth, or I get through referrals.
I recommend you all the time.
Oh, really?
I do.
Great. I haven't had one.
You know
TikTok,
that I do.
Kelly,
You know that I do.
Yeah. No, it's great. And, you know, like through you, I met you through somebody else.
Yes.
And that person I met through somebody else.
Yes, exactly.
So ultimately, it's all about the connections of the people I have around me. I think if you want to see examples of my work, you can. I can share them with you. They're on the internet. But I think the best example I have of who I am is my integrity and my character. When you see me, you know what you get. And then you can say, okay, I like this person as a person, and they have the work to back it up. Therefore, I trust this person with these projects, with hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars or whatever, to make these things happen.
Sure.
I think that character, I think this aura thing can be manufactured and faked.
Right.
But I think character is what lasts at the end of the day when you don't have any of that.
I agree.
So I try to focus more on my character. But I could also do more with social media.
So in saying that, what I was thinking about was, I totally hear you and I understand. But the reality is that business is business. And there is a time and a place for your social media.
Okay.
Because this is something that people are looking at, right? They want to learn more about you. Not everybody's going to have the time to say, hey, I'm going to call Renjie and talk to him about X, Y, Z.
Right.
Right? They're going to go to your social media and they're going to look at who you are. So on your social media, what currently do you have on there that actually represents you outside of the filmmaking? Meaning, yes, you're a filmmaker, but why should I hire you to be a filmmaker if I don't know things about you outside of it as well, about your character? Because
you know what,
I don't know who you are when you're making these films.
And that's an absolutely fair point for the people who don't know me and who don't know myself through word of mouth or recommendations. They're missing that character piece. So what I should do is I should make more content based on my character. I actually had a whole plan for my social media, and I got lost in this part because I've been asked by some friends who are in this room for financial advice.
Right.
So not only can I talk about films, I can talk about financial advice, but I also love stuff like history and philosophy, and I just love life.
Yeah.
So by loving all of these things, I never had a niche that I could say, this is the one thing I want to talk about. I was always like, I have all these things I want to talk about. What would your recommendation be someone who has just multiple hobbies and interests that they want to talk about?
Actually, what came right into my mind instantly was, what about the financial aspect of filmmaking?
For sure.
Right? Budgeting, or knowing where to put your money or how to invest. I mean, naturally, this isn't a business that is inexpensive. Right? This is an investment when somebody wants to make a film or make content like I'm doing, right? So I like the fact that you are somebody who is conscious of budget or of finances. So I would love to know your opinions on how people should invest in their content. Maybe that's an idea.
That is a great way to put it together. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. The finance of film is, something that a producer should be talking about.
Yes.
Talking about how the productions are run. There's so much stuff to talk about, and there's so many experiences besides just the process and all the paperwork. I think a huge part of filmmaking is people.
Yes.
I love people in general.
Yes, I get it.
But people is something where you can always learn more about people and how to deal with people. You want to be fair, you want to be friendly, but then there are times where you have to be like, listen, this is a boundary, you can't be doing these things. So it's such a delicate balance. And I'm learning a lot about people as I continue my career working on short films or commercials or features or even projects like these where I have a wonderful but very, very lots of hair everywhere. I was going to say hairy, but lots of hair everywhere kind of client where everything's got to be perfect. And you know what? Every person I work with, I get to learn a little bit more about people and about life. And that's something I'm grateful for.
So I don't think it's that everything has to be perfect.
Okay.
Because that's not what Watch Me Build Social is.
Yes.
Because we're in real time and we've had moments that were not perfect.
Yes.
Our first 5 videos that we filmed had moments where there were good things and then things that we looked at afterward and said, that wasn't necessarily what we intended or what we thought was going to happen. So we didn't scrap those videos and say, we're never going to show them. So it's definitely not about being a perfectionist. What it is caring about the content and what I put out, because that matters to me.
Right.
And ultimately, if every video is better than the last, then I'm doing something right.
Absolutely.
And that means you're doing something right. So that's why this is something that we do together as a team. And I think that that's really important, because this is not just about me, this is about you as well.
And I just want to ask from the beginning.
Yeah.
And we didn't start too long ago. This was like less than 3 months ago.
Yes.
From the beginning until now.
Yeah.
What has your experience working with me been like?
It's been really good.
Okay.
I really enjoy working with you. And the reason why is because I think we're very similar. And that can be a good thing, but also not a good thing depending on the person. Because sometimes when you're too similar to each other, you can actually butt heads because you are so similar.
Right.
Sometimes you need somebody who can challenge you, and you can butt heads with a little bit. And I think that we have a good balance of that, because ultimately there are things we can agree on, and there are things we can also disagree on.
Right.
Right? And that's based on different experience. You come from a background of content making that is different than my content making, right? So my 5 years of experience is in short form, camera angles that are on a phone, and different ways of showing myself. Here, you show me in a completely different way.
Yeah.
It's still me, but you have different knowledge. So we're both bringing knowledge to the table. Doesn't mean you're better or I'm better. It means we're sort of like amalgamating those energies.
For sure. And something I appreciate about you is the amount of drive that you have towards your content, where I know ourselves as filmmakers, we think about the quality of our content is also the quality of our work.
Right.
So we try to make every reel like a film. And then that takes so much time and effort and resources, where just like you said, it's more about interest media, it's more about authenticity than it is about like having the perfect transition or focal length or like the things that we don't really think about, like the depth of field on this camera is f1.8 where it should be 2.8 and therefore this is not good, we're going to shoot it all again.
Right.
Where we come from with that is so biased, and it just comes from such a place of like, this is what we learned about the techniques and stuff like that. And honestly, you don't need that to be authentic. And so I want to ask you, because for me, I think about, I want to move fast. If I make content, I don't want to make it like a film.
How did I know you were going to say this?
I don't
Go
know.
ahead.
I don't know.
I knew it.
Okay, you talk to me.
No, tell me.
No, you talk to me. You tell me. No, you tell me. Anyway.
You know how I knew you were going to say that? Because I could feel, and you tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong about this.
Yeah.
And that is, when you're making films, essentially, we're talking about a one and done. You have a beginning, you have a middle, you have an end.
Yes.
The story is complete.
For a film, most of the time, absolutely.
Exactly. Unless you're doing a miniseries or some sort of like extended version of whatever you're doing. For me personally, this is not a one and done. So when it comes to my social media, this is constant growth and evolution. And so I think the difficulty maybe in where you're looking at your social media is that it would require a lot of time, consistency, effort, patience in order to really get to where you want to be. And I was thinking about this process about where we started a couple months ago and sort of like where we're at now. I think that as a filmmaker, we want results, or we want to get things done, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You want to get from 0 to 10. Right? Whereas me, I'm in it for the long game. So patience, we're not talking about waiting on anything. We're talking about in real time, allowing things to come our way and to grow. And so most people don't have patience.
Right.
And so I feel like social media for you would actually require not just time, it would require patience. And on the daily, you may not have a lot of patience because your work requires one and done.
I think that's a valuable point. When I think about films, I think about the planning it takes and how we have so many original ideas.
Right.
I think that is what takes time. I've seen people who do storyboards for their reels.
Right.
They have their reels, they do a storyboard. I've seen the storyboard. It's like 30 shots.
Yes.
Imagine what we're doing here, but with all these different angles.
Exactly.
We do all of it. We do all the lighting. We write the script. We finish it. And then we post it. And it gets they get 1,000 views.
Right.
And then after a few months, I see them, they just stop posting.
Right.
I would love to do reels like that, but personally, I just don't have the energy for it.
Right.
Because it's I have personal things to take care of as a man.
Right.
As a family person.
Right.
Then I have my clients to take care of. At the end of the day, whatever I'm left with to take care of myself and my own needs, I don't have the capacity to put all of my energy into making reels like that. Where I should give up a little bit, or where I could give up a little bit, is I could say, instead of making all these crazy content, let me just share the stories I have and create a simple format I could replicate over and over again. And that would be something where, because the input can be such a low amount, the output can be a lot more efficient and worth it.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
So I totally hear you, and I understand it completely, because in my sessions with clients, we talk about this. This isn't just unique to filmmaking or social media. This is a common human experience.
Okay.
So I'm not discrediting what you're saying about capacity and timing, but I could argue that I work a full-time job right now.
For sure.
I have 2 brands that I'm working on, a personal life, family things, but I also make time for the things that I'm very passionate about in regards to my growth. So I feel like it's very easy to have, again, I'm going back to the one and done, where it's very easy to say, this is the task and it's done. To branch off into something, it's really going to require more capacity. Something's got to give. You're going to have to sort of trade something in the meantime, right? Your new life is going to cost you your old life. And that's where it gets really tricky for people, because ultimately, if you want that growth or you want that shift, you're going to have to figure out where something's got to go, right?
Yeah.
So I think what it comes down to is a bit of fear. And you've talked about this, where what happens if I make content and it's really good? But I also have a fear, and I think maybe this might resonate with you. I don't know. I don't want to speak for you.
Okay.
But I often get people who say, Kelly, I want you to write a book, because I've been through so much.
Okay.
Like you, I've got stories for days, right? And I think as humans, we all do, right? But here's the thing. One of my fears about writing a book is that I don't want to hurt anybody.
Okay.
I don't want to hurt my family. I don't want to hurt my friends. I don't want to hurt my ex-husband. I would like to sort of like keep the peace and just do my thing.
Right.
Right? And I think sometimes we have fear about moving forward and posting and exposing, parts of our lives that not everybody gets to see.
Right.
And I think that social media has always had that sort of resonance that we're showing parts of ourselves that maybe a little bit hidden, because that's what sharing on social media used to be. On Facebook, you showed pictures of your friends and your family. Right? But here's the thing about interest media that has shifted. You're not seeing your friends and family anymore. Just like I said to you, you're probably not actually going to see my content. You do, because we work in close proximity.
Right.
But on the daily, most people are not actually going to see it. So I think that there's this idea that we're going to expose ourselves a little bit too much. It means we're going to feel a little bit too much. We're going to have to share a little bit too much. And what does that actually mean?
Yeah.
Right? So storytelling, filmmaking, it's a beautiful story. It may not even be your story. But when you're actually on social media, it is your story.
Right.
And that is what I think is the difference. People get more scared about their story versus telling a film or a comedy.
Telling a story that's not real or not theirs.
Exactly.
No, I agree. I think, as a person, I think everyone should have some things they keep to themselves.
Sure.
Whether it's like something family related or whatever. Like I think having that discernment of what should be public and what should be private.
I agree.
Having a balance of that, I think, is really good for like mental and just well-being. I think drawing that line of where that is going to be really important for me, because I also am a person that's, because of who I am, I'm entrusted with many secrets. And so I'm at this point where I don't know what is really good, valuable stories I can share without hurting other people, like you said.
Right.
So that's another reason where there's like a little pause, like before I share these things, which are really great lessons.
Right.
And I've learned and reflected and gained my own wisdom through learning these lessons. What can I share without other people being like,
that's crossing the line.
Yeah, you've crossed that line. You've done me dirty.
Okay.
Yeah. Let
me share something with you, because hopefully this will help you in regards to your social media. So something about me with Kelly Lorraine 111 is that I've always taught in hindsight.
Okay.
Now I know that's different from Watch Me Build Social, because I'm in real time. But I've also been through it enough to know that now I can be comfortable in real time on this topic. On my other channel, I had to complete the story in order to be able to share elements that were maybe a little bit more private. I had to be more comfortable within myself in order to know what I can share and not share. You will never hear me on Kelly Lorraine 111 talking about my current love life. And there's a reason for that. It invites energies in, right? Because I know what I need to do for myself in the moment. When I've processed it, I will share it. I will talk about those experiences and be vulnerable because I know that they can help others.
Right.
So that's why what I was saying about writing a book, and I can't remember if I said this in this video or not, but I know that I've said it recently, and that is most people can't finish writing their book. If they have writer's block, the reason is because they haven't actually closed out the story. They haven't processed the traumas, the triggers, the hurts enough in order to be objective about the story, right? So I, on that channel, have processed all of that, and that's what allows me to have hindsight, but it also gives me foresight in order to help other people.
Right.
So on this channel, I'm sharing, yes, things that are personal about my day-to-day and building this channel. It's not easy to sit in discomfort. It's not easy sometimes when there's only a few likes or no comments. But that's something I have to go through in real time. I'm comfortable with that. But as I grow, I'm going to gain more hindsight and I'm going to be able to share that. And that's the premise of Watch Me Build Social. I've spent 5 years building Kelly Lorraine 111. Now I'm sharing that experience.
Well, I just think it's beautiful that you have the strength to continue with that, with what it is you do, because I know so many people who have started and have quit.
Right.
And I think for me, maybe it's the reason I can't fail is because I've never tried.
Right.
But not to try is also the ultimate fail.
Right.
I also think it's priorities. For me, I've put so much towards me growing and learning that I haven't been sharing.
Right.
Or if I share, it's with people that are close to me, not like, let me go ahead and teach the world about what I've learned.
Yes.
I'm not against it either. I would love to share my experiences with the world, but I don't know. I don't know if that's a priority for me, but I would love to do it sometime. But the time is when? When do I do it?
There's never a right time.
There's never a right time.
So you're reminding me of something that I say often about sitting on the fence, right? You know, there's one leg on one side, one leg on the other. And oftentimes we're waiting for something to signal us to swing that leg over and take that leap of faith. We want that sure thing. And so there's never going to be a right time. There's never going to be a feeling. Everybody waits for a feeling that this is the time to do this. It's really a decision, right? And so not making a decision is making a decision.
Right.
And so therefore, when we're sitting in this, what do I do next? Saying, I don't know, brings more, I don't know. More confusion brings confusion.
Right.
Right? So I think that what I would suggest to you is make a decision, whatever that is. Nothing says you have to change the world in a day on your social media.
For sure.
But what one small decision could you make right now to take even a small step in regards to your social media?
I mean, for me, I would love to, I already have a list of reels that I would love to make.
Okay.
My thing is finding the time and capacity to make them, even if it's just the first 10.
Okay.
I can make, I've thought about making let's take this one and make it really nice and make all these really cool and cinematic. No. But just making them more genuine and not focusing on the quality of the visuals, but the quality of the story.
Right.
I think as a storyteller, whether it's reading books as a kid or manga, a lot of it is not just focused on the framing, but it's also based on the concepts, the story, the hero's journey, or all of these different archetypes about people, whether it's the warrior or...
Totally get it.
Yeah. So I would say having a really good story and being willing to sacrifice the visuals, because that's what a DP is for.
Right.
For good visuals. I don't need to have good visuals.
Right.
I have a story, my life. It's a real story. It's gritty. It's authentic. It's relatable, I think, to most people. So that's something where I would do. I would say sacrifice the visuals and just share the story and make the best communication possible. And I think people will resonate with that. And then maybe I can create a positive feedback loop and grow from that.
So the first thing that I thought of when I heard you say 10 reels, I don't think it has to be 10 reels.
Okay.
I think you can start with one. And I think you don't have to get too far ahead of yourself, because I think that's what most people do.
Because you're posting 4 a day, and I'm definitely not doing that.
But here's the difference. Okay, we're not at the same spot in regards to our social media.
True.
I'm at a point where I can post 4 a day. Okay, and for me, that works. For you, you might say, I can't do 4. Nothing wrong with that. But you have to start somewhere. Because how do you know this isn't going to be the best thing that ever happened to you? How do you know that 1 isn't going to lead to 2, to 3, to 4, right? But again, making that first step, I think, is important. Otherwise, you'll never take that first step.
But I also don't want to have to think about the momentum. Because some people like yourself are like, we have to make multiple. Are you saying just make 1 and then post it?
I never said you had to make multiple.
Right.
I actually was the one who just told you, you don't have to think about 10 reels.
Right.
I said, why don't you just start with 1 and let that be your starting point and then go from there.
But don't you think there's a benefit to having like a schedule? Or you're saying forget the schedule, just make 1?
No, I don't think you necessarily need a schedule. I don't think that a schedule of posting time is necessarily going to make or break somebody's content. I think that's something that we've been fed in social media, how-tos, tips and tricks. And I think we're oversaturated with this. I mean, the beginner market of the creator economy is this for a reason. It's to keep people as beginners. More courses, more information to the point where it becomes an overload, and that makes people go, I don't even want to do this. It reminds me of going on Netflix. How many times do you go on Netflix and spend 45 minutes looking at the menu of shows and you pick nothing? You go to a restaurant and you see a bunch of meals and you're like, yeah, that sounds good. Oh, that looks good. And you choose nothing. Dating apps, swipe, swipe, swipe.
Right.
I used to swipe through the entire geographical region, right? And so I would just say that you have to recognize that, you know, it's not about information, because knowledge is power. Everybody loves to say knowledge is power. It's what you do with that knowledge that's even more powerful. So if you're going to make 1 reel, make it a good reel and see where it takes you, because you're going to learn. It's like our first video. We want to be like better the next time. So I would never tell you that you have to post X amount of reels. You have to have 10 in your drafts. I'm just telling you, for you specifically, because everybody's different. I don't think your issue is, you know, how many reels should I make or how should I schedule this? I think you just need to take a step and see where it actually takes you.
That's valid. What do you think about people deleting all of the stuff on their social media before and creating something new? Like deleting all of their previous content. What are your thoughts on that?
So I can speak to that because my channel, Watch Me Build Social, is a rebrand of Passion Project Coach Kelly, basically. But it's kind of funny because what I'm doing now is really reminiscent of my Passion Project Coach.
Okay.
So what is still on my channel are all the reels. I was going to say reels, but it's really shorts because it's YouTube. All my shorts that were originally on there. So those are not deleted. The only thing that I made private were the previous long form videos. And the reason I did that was because I wanted to make sure that if I was going to start fresh, that in the long form area, that I would have a fresh starting point. But my shorts are still there. So anybody can go back and look at those old videos and that's fine. I mean, that was who I was at the time. And I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. And I'll tell you why. And I meant to mention it in another video, and now's the opportunity. And that is, I like to call this checking your work. At one point in time, we've all been in a position where we thought we were right, or we thought we were doing the right thing, that we had the right strategy.
Right.
Okay? And I see this all the time in my coaching with Kelly Lorraine 111 clients, where, for example, they come to me about a relationship and they'll say, this has to be the person. This is my person. There's nobody else. It's exactly like this. And I like to look at it like a math exam. Imagine you go to your math teacher and you say, well, here's the answer on the exam. I'm not going to show you my work. But to get the marks and to have the understanding, your teacher wants you to show the process, show the work. Okay? So here's the thing. You may think you're right about that answer, but that doesn't mean you are.
Right.
And with time and effort, you may look back and say, oh, you know what? I missed that.
In the process somewhere,
Exactly. And so I think people get really hell-bent on saying, this is how it is, this is who I am, this is how it's going to be, without recognizing that that's a wall. Boundaries are different. Boundaries are flexible. Maybes give you opportunity. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can be a great social media content creator. Maybe I can be a great filmmaker. But when somebody says, I have no capacity, I can't do this, it's absolutely like this, it doesn't leave much opportunity for it to change.
Right.
So why it's important to check our work is that maybe in the past you've said, I don't have time, I can't do this. However, that doesn't mean that it will always be that way. Through experience, maybe through watching my content, maybe through another client experience, you're going to start seeing things that make you say, maybe I should make the effort to make that one real.
Maybe I should. Maybe that's the limiting belief that we should take away as our action plan today.
Well, I think that's natural. We all have limiting beliefs. But again, why did I call this Watch Me Build? Because I'm not saying to everybody in an arrogant way, watch me. I'm saying, watch me learn something. Watch me check my work, because that's what I'm doing. When I started, I had an idea. We know that this was the format. How many times now have we said, hey, let's do this. Let's grow from this. Let's try something different.
I think every
Why are
time.
we sitting here today?
Yeah.
Right?
Because of this idea.
Exactly. I've been checking my work and you've been helping me do that. And now I want to help you do that with your social media.
Ooh. What's going to happen, guys? We won't know. See. I'm willing to give it a try.
You're willing to give it a try?
That's the only thing I can do, because we do this together. It's only fair that I also take a part of the journey, or at least give it a try to be a part of the journey.
That's all I would love to see is just the effort to try one small step. Because I think for you, I could give you a list of 10 actionable things, but I don't think that's actually going to bring you the success that you may see for yourself, or even that I see for you. Just because I see something in you doesn't mean that you see it the same way. So I need to meet you where you're at. And that means let's start off with one small thing that you can do. I'd love to see you make one reel, something related to your story that's going to help people connect to you, and see where it takes you.
Amazing.
Okay?
That's a great takeaway, and I appreciate the coaching today.
You're welcome.
And I'll be back in 6 months. I mean, I'll be here every day, but
You're
I'll
here
be
with
back
me all the time.
I'll be back, and we'll see where it gets to. Let's say in the next 6 months. I would love to. I mean, it's just like there are opportunities that come my way, and I'm like, I would love to take these opportunities on because they're new for me.
Right.
But the social media thing, taking it in a little bit more serious way, is also a new opportunity. And, making space for that whenever the time is right is something I'm willing to try to.
Okay.
And now that I have you on my side, I feel even more confident. So if you're looking for this confidence, please watch me build social with Kelly Lorraine.
Exactly. And I'd love for you to look at this like interest media, not as social media. Because I think with social media, people feel pressure in that it has to be what we assume social media to be.
Yeah.
Social media is morphing. We hear about it dying. I don't think it's dying. It's morphing into something new.
Yeah.
And that's also reminiscent of you morphing into a better version of you, me morphing into a better version of me. Let's take it step by step and day by day. Nothing has to be decided overnight.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Cool.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Renjie.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. We will now segue to our outro. It's the purple one at the bottom. Yeah. It's a lot of learning.
You're smart, Renjie. You really are.
It's not.
I know you are.
Okay.
I know
But the
you
thing is, it's like, man.
I know.
That's how I feel about it.
I know.
Yeah, because I'm like, I would love to. And then I'm like, I watch everyone else and I'm like, oh, this is great.
But that's why, but do you see why I circled back to this is not something you have to do in this huge project. It's not something, I really don't think that's the issue.
Yeah.
I really don't. I think this is beyond any of that.
What do you think the issue is? Cameras are off.
You really want me to have this conversation?
Yeah, let's do it. Are we still rolling?
Yes.
Okay, tell us. No, just fuck it. Tell me. Yeah.
Renjie, I think it is a limiting belief. I really do. Because I think it opens the door. It's like a Pandora's box. Because if you open that box, it means what happens next.
But you know why also? Because for the past few years, I've been building my life in a way where I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm married now.
Yes.
I take care of my parents.
Yes.
I can afford to pay for them.
Yes.
I have a business.
Yes.
I have people I'm very interested in working with.
Yes.
I do cool shit almost every day. Almost every day.
You can only go to the bank so many times. You can only go to the bank so many times.
I used to go to the bank every day, man. I used to work
I
at
used
the
to
bank.
work in the bank. I get it.
Okay.
But my point
Yeah.
is that what you don't realize is that from a personal and professional standpoint, just like I said in the video, there's a connection.
Okay.
And when we don't change or we want to hold on so tightly to what we think is the routine, that's when things start to come up that actually uproot our lives. And we're playing chicken with the universe. Everybody is, right? Until that moment comes when they're forced to change.
Right.
So what I'm saying to you is, don't fight the shift. Because I tell this to people all the time, don't fight the shift.
Right.
Because the shift is not a bad thing. It's not your enemy.
It's not.
It's not gonna threaten what you have.
Right.
It's actually going to make it better for you. But it's all perspective.
I agree. The reason why I am not fighting, but I'm enjoying my life right now is because I finally got all my shit in order.
I know.
My wife is okay. My mom and dad are okay.
Yes.
My business is doing well.
I know.
Everything is doing well, and I'm like, let me just sit back and chill.
So,
because I do not chill. Ask any of these people who know me, I do not chill. I work hard. I take care of my clients. I've worked very hard to get to where I am. And here's the thing. Me making social media, it will not take away or retract. It will only enhance. But my problem is, how much better can my life get? And what will I have to sacrifice along the way? It'll be some uncomfortable moments. But I just got comfortable.
I got it.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll leave you with one last thought.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave you with one last thought.
Okay, you go.
Because it's important. And it's the staircase theory that I always talk about. And I see it in people every single day. You've taken a step and you've reached something that you want to celebrate.
Right.
And you should.
Okay.
The problem is that when people celebrate too long or relish too long in the moment, what starts to happen is frustrations and tests start to come through.
Right.
And then they can't figure out why these things are happening. It's because every time you take a step up that staircase, you have to release an old one.
Right.
You cannot stay in the middle of that staircase. So celebrate, but be careful that you don't stay too long in that, because we constantly have to make moves. And if you don't, the universe finds ways to make you make those moves. And I can assure you that those are not comfortable. Because I know you've been through them, but I have been through them, and I can tell you they're not pretty. And I talk to thousands of people where it's not pretty. And so that's why you have to continually make that step and be a little bit uncomfortable. Because if not, you will be super uncomfortable. And you will think of me someday, and you'll know this conversation, I promise you, because I'm giving you really valid advice.
Right.
From personal experience alone. I wish I could have done things differently in so many ways. What Renjie is navigating is something I want to name directly before we close. It's not a time problem. It's not a workload problem. It's a permission problem. The permission to take up space for yourself with the same energy you give to everyone else.
Renjie.
The permission to be visible on your own terms. The permission to want more and then to actually allow it. Because it's one thing to ask for success, it's another thing to allow it. Renjie, you are one of the most talented people I know, and I'm going to be watching your platforms. You should be too.
Watch me.
Watch me. For everyone watching, if you're a creative professional who's building everyone else's visibility while yours sits on the back burner, I see you. Drop a comment. Tell me what the shoemaker problem looks like in your world, because this conversation is bigger than filmmaking. It's about every person who gives everything to their craft and forgets to claim it for themselves. You don't have to be last on your own list. I'll see you next week. Watch me.
You don't have to be last. Tune in next week, guys. Thank you.